How's it going, everybody? It's Cliff St. Hubert here at Randy's Restaurant and Lounge for Island TV, and I'm here with Vera Weiss. How are you?
I'm very happy to be here again. I worked in Florida, in Miami, from 78 till 83, and I worked at the Haitian Refugee Center. So it's a great memory to come back.
Oh, that's amazing to hear that you've done and you put in a lot of the work to help the community. I take it.
Yes, it was a lot of work. It was a great learning experience and kind of set the tone for the rest of my life. Yeah.
And how long have you known Ira in particular? How long have you known him in regards to the work that he's done?
Well, when I went to work at the Haitian Refugee Center, I think in '79, Ira had recruited me. He met me because I used to work at Florida Rural Legal Services in Belgrade, and I got involved representing Haitian refugees. And Ira was involved in all that work and political, so we met along with other great attorneys who were doing the work at the time. And so then I came to work here in Miami. And after I left Miami, I've still had a relationship with Ira throughout because Ira's been, well, I'm still an immigration lawyer and still trying to, in a sense, follow in his footsteps and be fearless and a great advocate for people. But Ira's been very involved with the American Immigration Lawyers Association, which I'm part of. He pretty much helped found Immigrants List, which was the only immigrant political action committee, was involved in that. Been involved in litigation in California, which is where I live, in Los Angeles, and a great supporter of the National Immigration Project. So all throughout the years, I've known Ira, worked with him, supported his activities, and awfully grateful that I know him.
That is amazing to hear. I'm so happy to hear that. And are you planning on, is there anything that you're planning moving on forward in regards to a lot of what's going on right now? Because we see that TPS is being stripped from the community. Are you currently working on helping the community in that regard?
I'm not working on that litigation involving Haitians. I work in Los Angeles, so there a lot of the population that we see being stripped of their rights are Venezuelans. And I mean, just generally, LA County is about 50%, more than 50% Hispanic. Well, that doesn't say anything to Miami, but a humongous, Mexican American community. And so trying to help those individuals and the grassroots organizations that are trying to defend the Central Americans.
Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it. And I really do appreciate the work that you do. Thank you so much. You have a good rest of your night, okay? Thank you, everybody. This is Cliff St. Hubert at Island TV. Mr. Ira. How are you, Mr. Kurzban?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I recognize you. I knew I recognized you. I've seen you at the studio before.
Yeah, you just thought you saw a pretty face.
You know what it is. That's exactly it. I'd love to ask you a few questions on tonight. How's it going, everybody? It's Cliff St. Hubert here at Randy's Restaurant and Lounge, here with the legendary Mr. IRA KURZBAN. Thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with me. First, I'd like to ask you, what made you do the work that you do, and where does this dedication come from for you to do what you do?
You know, I started out as a civil rights lawyer when I came to Miami in the 1970s. And then I was asked by the National Council of Churches and the Christian Community Service Agency to help on Haitians, and I had no idea about immigration. I had no idea what was going on, but I knew there was something wrong because Haitians were treated very differently than Cubans and other groups who were coming. So that's what kind of started my career in helping Haitians. And one of the most dramatic things of all was a 14-year-old young girl who was in detention by herself alone in the West Palm Beach jail. And I remember Father Jean-Jus asking me to go up and visit her. I think we got her out of detention, of course, but I think she went on later to become a teacher here in Dade County.
That is amazing. That is amazing. So between you and Father Jean-Jus, you can say you saved quite a few lives in this community.
Well, I don't know if I saved people's lives, but I certainly tried to help and make the American people aware of what was going on then in Haiti and still today. In a way, it's the same story. You have a government here who's saying everything is fine, that people can go back to Haiti, and most Americans don't know what the conditions are in Haiti. The truth is, many Americans don't even know where Haiti is. So the reality is, part of what I try to do is not only be a good lawyer, a professional, but be an educator, because part of this is a political struggle.
You just said something just a little while ago that is very, very true, and I had the unfortunate opportunity to speak to someone that asked me how far away Haiti was and can they drive there. I'm in Buffalo, New York, and they think we can drive to Haiti. So the fact that, yeah, most people do not even know the island and what's going on over there.
Right. And that's part of why you have administrations in the U.S. that get away with doing what they're doing, because there's a basic lack of knowledge. It's like I bristle when I hear people talk about Haiti as a, quote, failed state. It's because they don't know the history of Haiti. I'm going to talk a little bit about that tonight, and what happened, and how Haiti had to pay a double debt, and how the U.S. Marines went into the National Bank of Haiti and literally took out its reserves.
And alongside, from what I understand, it wasn't that long ago, if I'm not mistaken, how France came out and they were open about the 500 tons of gold that they stole from it to build the Eiffel Tower.
That's right. In 1824, the French came and made Haitian leaders submit to what they called a debt of 150 million French francs at the time, gold francs, which today is worth about $21 billion.
What would you say to the community who does not know about this particular culture and what we've been going through, the struggles that we've been going through and are still going through? What would you say to the people who don't understand our culture? What would you say to them?
I think they need to learn about the history, but more importantly, they shouldn't fall for the tropes about racist, kind of statements made, and how Haiti's a failed state. Haiti has this glorious history, part of which I hope to talk about tonight. And, the bottom line is Americans need to be educated that Haitians here in our community, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're teachers, they're educators, artists, musicians. Of course, Haiti has a beautiful tradition in art and music and so forth. And those are the kinds of things that people need to know, because all they hear now are things that are, in my view, very racist, very negative about Haiti, because this administration particularly has gone out of its way to be very hostile to the Haitian community.
What would you say is the one quality the Haitian community loves about you?
Oh, I don't know that they.
What is the one quality they love about you?
But, I've always been involved. I've always been a fighter. I believe in equality and justice. I believe what Toussaint said, about liberty and freedom. And I've gotten much more, honestly, from the Haitian community than I've given.
Well, from the deepest heart and my deepest spirit, I thank you from the Haitian community for all the work that you've done. I hope that you can keep going on for as long as you possibly can, because we need more people like you helping us out to get to where we need to be. Thank you so much, Mr. Kurzban. Thank you. I really do appreciate you. Cliff St. Hubert, Island TV.
we're starting right now. Have a seat. We're starting right now. Please, have a seat. Have a seat. Come on. Simak, kita. Simak, kita.
Youngster, Ira was my first boss because he was the chief lawyer of the Haitian Refugee Center. And 2 days after I arrived, I started volunteering at the Haitian Refugee Center. 2 days after I arrived from Haiti, I started volunteering at the Haitian Refugee Center. My dad, who knew the late Father Gérard Jean Just, brought me to him and told Father Gérard Jean Just, this is my daughter. She's just arrived 2 days ago. Put her to work. So, of course, when I presented myself to the Haitian Refugee Center, Ira became my boss because Ira, at that time in 1981, was a chief lawyer fighting in the courts for the Haitians who were coming en masse, doing a parallel immigration. The Cubans were coming and the Haitians were coming, whereas the Cubans were released a couple of days after, became a permanent resident a year later, and a citizen 3 years later. The Haitians lingered in detention centers, not only at home detention throughout Florida, but throughout the United States of America, including New York, Puerto Rico, and so forth. So Ira became instantly my boss. So when we went to court to win landmark, uh, could you call that again? Process, right? To allow the Haitians to stay. Ira was there in the courts discussing, working on the cases. He was the chief lawyer for our lawyers. And I'm pleased to see some of the lawyers I haven't seen in years here tonight to support Ira. Ira is known as the father of immigration. He's the one who writes the immigration book that lawyers around the nation and around the world consult to defend immigrants who come here. So Ira is humble. When you see him, you see that he's humble, but he's done so much for the Haitian community, winning landmark cases. And even now, last week, he was in Washington, D.C., fighting in a lawsuit to allow the Haitian TPS recipients to stay. So this is someone who's been a mentor to me, a father figure to me. I love him. I respect him. Not only that, he's remarkable, he's talented, he's the father of immigration, the immigration. He's an advocate, but he's fearless, but this is someone who has done so much for the Haitian community, not only here, but in Haiti, but what he does, because Haiti is the mother of democracy, what he does for the world. So this is someone I hold in high respect. I consider him as he's my mentor, but as a father figure. So I'm so pleased and humbled to be here. I don't know how much we can do to show him our love, our respect, and our appreciation for him as a human being. Someone who believes that every human being deserves to be able to live free of fear and then be respected like any human being deserves to be.
That is very well said. Clearly, you hold a very special place in your heart for Ira, and you don't see him as just any lawyer. He is family to you.
Yes, he is. He is. He's a mentor. He's always like for the TPS crisis right now, he's someone, he's the top immigration lawyer. And when you call him, he always takes time to answer your call, to talk to you, to meet with you, to strategize with you. He's down to earth and he's humble. He's humble, he's powerful and humble. That's what I like. He's like, like I said, he's a father figure to me.
Well, I can honestly say the community is very lucky to have him on our side and definitely having you on our side because I've seen what you've done and it's nothing but short of remarkable. And I wish you all the best of luck moving forward because I know you're a fighter. You don't play. You do not play.
Yeah. So I would like to say a message to Ira. We love you. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for being relentless in the pursuit of justice, equal justice and equal treatment, not only for Haitians and for all. Thank you for you are, for who you are. Thank you for your sacrifices. Thank you for your love for not only Haitians but for humankind.
Thank you so much, Marlon Bastien. You have a good rest of your evening. That was Marlon Bastien, and this is Cliff St. Hubert from Island TV.
Now, before I talk about the agenda, we're going to read some of the proclamations. And Daniela, Mayor Carvac could not make it tonight, so she's sending one of her representatives. So she's going to read the proclamation from Miami-Dade County. Please.
Thank you so much. I'm Brenda Newman. I'm the Chief Integrity Officer in the Office of the Mayor of Miami-Dade County, Mayor Daniela Levine Cava. I couldn't possibly do this alone. Our esteemed Commissioner, Marlene Bastien, is here. Could you come up with and do this with me? Ira and the Mayor go way back. She told me you've been way back. She told me you were a mentor of hers for all these years. She described you as fearless and kind, and your career has been marked with integrity and courage and intellect, and you've made a huge impact, not just here in Miami-Dade, but in the entire country, and thank you. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
I wrote all of it, by the way.
The Miami-Dade County Office of the Mayor and Board of County Commissioners. Whereas Miami-Dade County is proud to commemorate the leaders in our community who are devoted to supporting individuals that make our county the diverse metropolis it is renowned and celebrated for. And whereas Ira Kurzban has devoted most of his professional life to the Haitian refugees cause, and thanks to his brilliant legal mind and strategies, Haitian refugees were able to successfully challenge INS and stop many illegal practices. And whereas as the first recipient of the Tobias Simon Pro Bono Award presented by the Chief Judge of the Florida Supreme Court, Mr. Kurzban has provided assistance to many immigration lawyers who sought his advice, and the Kurzban Immigration Law Sourcebook has been used by many law schools and cited by administrative tribunals, federal courts, and state Supreme Courts. And whereas his vision was moving
Now we have Miss Vanessa Joseph, City of North Miami Clerk.
Good evening, everyone, and good evening, IRA. Once again, my name is Vanessa Joseph. I'm the elected city clerk for the city of North Miami, and I too am here to present a proclamation, but I'm going to go off script a little bit because we just heard in the other proclamation the story of IRA. So I'd like to go off script a little bit so I can tell you just a little bit more about IRA's legacy. So, in addition to being the elected city clerk, my day job is an attorney at Catholic Legal Services. And I would not have become an attorney, thank you. And I would not have become an attorney had it not been for Marlene Bastien, who made sure that I continued in law school despite the challenges, but also because of Erwin Stotsky, my elements professor, which is a foundational class in law school, it's your major class. And I've been an attorney for 10 years, so clearly they started when they were in their 20s. I met them when they were in their 20s. But IRA is the reason that I am able to be a successful attorney today. What you have on your tables is a replica of the actual Kurzban book. And it's just a few thousand pages that we read cover to cover every single time that we have to present our case. So whatever case we're preparing, we go back to the Kurzban because it is literally the immigration Bible. That is how it is referred. And I think it's important to know that because we think about IRA's legacy in terms of the work that he's done throughout his entire career. But IRA's true legacy is every single person whose life we're able to save, even to this day, because of the information, the knowledge that you have shared with so many attorneys. And I was reading an Aitia Mush article right now, and in it, there's just this one sentence that talks about how a group of attorneys, a group of militant civic activists and advocates came together to fight for the rights of immigrants. And I think that that is one of the most important lines in this article, and that is a reminder to us of what we need to continue to do today. So IRA, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for everything that you have done to get us to the point that we are now, and for the fact that you continue to engage in the fight with us, alongside us, guiding us every single step of the way to ensure that we can protect immigrants even today. So thank you so much. And of course I have to say that it is IRA Kurzban Day today, January 17th, 2026 is proclaimed as IRA Kurzban Day in the city of North Miami.
Thank you.
Oh, this one.
This one's better. You can try it out. Yeah.
Now let us recognize some of the key officials here tonight. You just heard from Vanessa Joseph, the City of Miami clerk. And you also heard from Marlene Bastien, or you saw her, and Miami-Dade County Commissioner, District 2. And we also have with us tonight Mr. Longchamp, a very good friend of the struggle, and he's currently Haiti ambassador to the Dominican Republic. He was also former ambassador to the United Nations and former Minister of Foreign Affairs for Haiti. Okay? We are very happy that you are here with us tonight. A very close friend to IRA KURZBAN. Now, this is what we're going to do now. We're going to eat, okay? And as we eat, we're going to hear testimonies from some of the closest friends of IRA KURZBAN. Okay, so let's eat now, and then we'll continue with the program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Jacqueline, come on. No, 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 I'm very elegant. Still there. You are still have men. Yeah, they are. You stay there. Come over.
If I could be with you for a minute, I will tell you, I come with my hat on. I am North Miami Beach, but I am representing North Miami Beach tonight. And it is an honor to be in this room with my commissioner for Dade County, with my wonderful friends from North Miami and officials as well as charter officers. And I just want to tell you, North Miami Beach is very diverse. We are multicultural and we are multi-economic. So people like you that fight for the people that we care about mean more to us than you'll ever know. We're fighters in North Miami Beach, but we can't do it alone. And we really thank you so much. So let me give you this proclamation from our city. Whereas IRA KURZBAN is a nationally recognized civil rights and immigration attorney whose legal career spans more than 5 decades, marked by an unwavering commitment to justice, equality, and the protection of human rights. And whereas Mr. KURZBAN is the founding partner of KURZBAN Tizelli and Pratt, a law firm widely regarded as one of the nation's leading practices in immigration, constitutional and civil rights law, representing individuals, families, and organizations in matters of profound national and international importance. And whereas throughout his distinguished career, Mr. KURZBAN has played a pivotal role in landmark litigation, advocacy, and policy development affecting refugees, asylum seekers, and immigration communities, and has been an instrumental in shaping modern immigration laws in the United States. And whereas Mr. KURZBAN has served as general counsel and trusted advisor to numerous civic, humanitarian, and community-based organizations, dedicating his legal expertise to advancing fairness, due process, and equal protection under the law. And whereas in addition to his legal practice, Mr. KURZBAN is a respected author, educator, and lecturer whose scholarship and mentorship have influenced generations of attorneys, advocates, and public servants committed to civil liberties and social justice. Whereas the city of North Miami Beach values leadership that strengthens democracy principles, uplifts vulnerable populations, and advances the rule of law, and recognizes Ira J. Kurzban for his extraordinary contribution to the legal profession and to the broader community. Now, therefore, the mayor and the commission of the city of North Miami Beach do hereby recognize and honor Ira J. Kurzban for his outstanding service, professional excellence, and enduring dedication to civil rights, justice, human dignity, and extending him the sincere appreciation and gratitude of the city and its residents. In witness thereof, we do hereby set our hands and cause of the seal of the city of North Miami Beach on the 17th day of January.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My honor to be here with you, my absolute honor.
Very much.
Yeah, we have to get,
Where's that one?
got it?
Yeah, let's just take
Come in front. Thank you all very much. I appreciate you inviting North Miami Beach. It means a lot to us as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to hear what rules has to say. Whoa.
5 more minutes. We're coming back, okay? I'm back. Okay, we are going to hear from Vera Weiss, and she is going to read a few statements from some folks that make it here tonight. Okay, Vera.
Thank you. So it's not me you're going to hear from. I'm just trying to channel some very important voices of individuals who wanted to send a message to IRA. I'll begin with the letter we received from former President Aristide, which I think is a very, very moving letter. He says, Ira Kurzban, from Tabare, I forgive the pronunciation, Haiti, January 15, 2026. What an honor to pay this heartfelt tribute to a very good friend, a special brother who embodies the exceptional values our world so desperately needs. My wife Mildred and I met Ira separately. She, in 1987, at her UPenn Law School graduation ceremony, where Ira was awarded an honorary doctorate degree for his work defending the rights of Haitian refugees. And I, in the fall of 1990 in Little Haiti, alongside our mutual friend, much beloved friend, Father Gerard Jean-Just. I next met Ira in Port-au-Prince. He likes to recount how he waited patiently into the late evening for our meeting at the National Palace the day of the February 7, 1991 presidential inauguration. In the 34 years since, Ira has been a steadfast friend and tireless advocate for justice and dignity for all Haitians. All the challenges facing our country came quickly and grew exponentially. So too did his courage and commitment. 2 coups d'etat, political intrigue, a refugee crisis, an earthquake, the cholera outbreak, Ira was unflappable in his response. Legal arguments at the ready to right historic wrongs, Haiti's stolen by the Duvalier dictatorship, accountability for the deadly spread of cholera in Haiti. But as we know, Ira's work was never limited to the legal forum. From the courtroom to the streets to international assemblies, the halls of academia, in the press, Ira sacrificed precious time with his family to defend Haiti. Always ready to take action, in 2004 he did not hesitate to rent a plane to fly to the Central African Republic with Congresswoman Maxine Waters and the late Randall Robinson to retrieve Mildred and I and bring us to Jamaica. Then, after a 7-year exile in South Africa, Ira boarded another plane to retrieve us, this time to bring us and our 2 daughters home to Haiti. The university and teaching hospital that we reopened and founded in 2011 after returning to Haiti have grown and blossomed. Of course, thanks to the dedication and hard work of our students, professors, and staff, but also thanks to Ira, our most generous donor. Despite obstacles and challenges, Ira has always understood that the path to salvation for the people of Haiti lies necessarily with supporting, uplifting, and working with the people of Haiti. Mildred and I are grateful to be part of this celebration of Ira's work, which he continues to undertake with brilliance, grace, and humor. Thank you, dear friend. Wow, that's what he's got to say.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Got to use this? Okay. This is a statement from Brian Kincannon, who's Executive Director of the Institute for Justice and Democracy in Haiti, IJDH. It's based in Boston, and he would have come, but he had another obligation. Ira couldn't make it. But this is Brian's statement. And just for reference, he refers to the BAI, the Bureau des Avocats Internationaux, which is the leading human rights firm, attorney, public interest firm in Haiti. Brian says, I'm a relative newcomer to this group, having only worked with IRA for the past 30 years. My own contractual discussion with IRA was about coming to work for the Bureau des Avocats Internationaux, or BAI, which IRA had established in Haiti at President Aristide's request. We agreed that I would work for the entire month of June 1996, the time necessary to complete work on the Rabateau massacre case. The Rabateau case was not completed in that month, but my life was irrevocably changed. It took 4 more years to get the Rabateau case to trial. But when it did, the case became one of the most important human rights prosecutions ever in the Americas. Under IRA's leadership, for 30 years and counting, the BAI and later IJDH have been winning transformative victories. These include prosecuting Jean-Claude Baby-Doc Duvalier and forcing the UN to respond justly for bringing a deadly cholera epidemic to Haiti. IRA's victories on Haiti have been important, but his success is measured better by how he fought and who he fought with. When I started at the BAI, I had a general sense that my mission was to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. But IRA taught us how to comfort the afflicted with an unwavering commitment to the needs of the marginalized and oppressed, with relentless humanity and humor. He taught us how to afflict the comfortable with equally relentless skill, strategy, and creativity. Perhaps most importantly, he taught us how to train and inspire the next generation of people's lawyers. Brian continues, I can't count the number of times that I've met an uncommonly committed and skilled and easy to work with advocate in the US and found that they were trained by IRA 5, 20, or 40 years ago. IRA's leadership helped my Haitian colleague, Mario Joseph, quickly become Haiti's most prominent and respected human rights lawyer until his passing last April. One particular challenge we faced in Haiti was recruiting women lawyers. Because of societal discrimination, political unrest, and weak education, there were very few women lawyers even practicing. With IRA's support and insistence, we eventually built a pipeline to help promising law graduates over the hurdles to practice. Now the pipeline is strong enough that over half the BAI legal team are women. In November's competitive exam for entrance to the bar schools, the top 3 scores in the whole country went to women, all from modest backgrounds, trained at the BAI. None of these high-achieving Haitian women lawyers have ever met IRA. But when they talk about their career, they explain how Mario taught them how to comfort the afflicted with an unwavering commitment to the needs of the marginalized and oppressed, with relentless humanity and humor, and how to afflict the comfortable with equally relentless skill, strategy, and creativity. That's exactly how Mario described his training from IRA. Brian concludes, IRA, I can never thank you enough for showing me how to be a people's lawyer. I hope that I'm paying your generosity forward, at least some, by passing your example and inspiration to the next generation in the US and in Haiti. On behalf of all of us at IJDH and the BAI in Haiti, merci en pile, en pile.
I'm here to read the statement we received from Jepsy, and I'll read this to you. We're going to get to embarrass Ira even more as we go. That's what Ira said, that we're embarrassing him, and I say, well, you know, after what he's done to me and Steve, it's very little. Okay. So, okay. From the very beginning of my involvement in Miami's Haitian community, I have known IRA KURZBAN as far more than a brilliant legal mind. To me, IRA has been and continues to be a steadfast ally, a fearless defender, and a moral compass in the long, arduous, and often unforgiving struggle for immigrant justice in the United States. I thank you, IRA, for standing firm in moments when Haitian immigrants were pushed to the margins and rendered invisible. I thank you for choosing principle over convenience, justice over silence, and humanity over politics. Your work was never abstract or distant. It was deeply personal, grounded in the unshakable belief
that Haitian lives, Haitian families, and Haitian futures matter and must be protected. As a legal icon, you have helped shape immigration law in this country in ways that will endure for generations. Your advocacy opened doors where walls once stood. You offered protection, hope, and dignity to countless individuals who might otherwise have been forgotten. Yet, your greatest impact cannot be fully measured in court victories or legal texts. Your impact lives in reunited families, restored dignity, and communities that were finally given the chance not just to survive, but to thrive. To the Haitian community, you have been more than a defender of rights. You have been a trusted friend. You showed up even when it was risky to do so. You stood your ground when others turned away. You used your voice, your intellect, and your influence to confront injustice head on, even when the odds were long and the personal cost was high. Ira, your legacy is one of courage, compassion, and unwavering solidarity. Your life's work reminds us that the law, when guided by conscience, can be a powerful instrument for justice. You also remind us that true allies do not stand beside a community only in moments of comfort or convenience, but remain present through every struggle, every setback, and every fight for dignity. For all that you have done and for the countless lives you have transformed, I offer you my deepest gratitude. Your impact on the Haitian community of South Florida will never be forgotten. Your impact on Haitian immigrants across the nation will never be forgotten. Your impact on immigration law will never be forgotten. And your impact on the broader fight for human dignity in America will never be forgotten. Thank you, Ira J. Merci en pile. May your legacy live on in the collective strength of our community, and may your legacy inspire us to stand together to protect our dignity. Jepsy. We also had a letter, from Roland Derancy Datis, PhD. I'm going to give the letter, I'm going to stop reading a little bit. I'm going to give this to Ira, but as all the other testimonials, they speak of Ira's incredible work. Thank you.
I forget to mention that Gypsy Medalus is also a member of the team that put this event together. And Rolando Ansi was one of the directors of the Haitian Refugee Center. Now we're going to continue. We're going to hear in this order: Jean Bar, Commissioner Bastien, Steve, Professor Stotsky, Vera, and Charette. Okay?
Don't I get to talk?
Yes, at the end. And you at the end. Okay.
Between John Barr and Marlene, we'll be here for 2 hours.
I'm going to surprise you today.
Yes. It's 9 o'clock now. Please be brief.
Pas possible. I can't be brief talking about him, okay? Now, let me say, Ira, you'll be surprised to hear that all of us on the committee had the same thought. When you ask them, say, how do you feel about celebrating Ira tonight? They all said they feel like they're celebrating the movement. Not because you saw yourself as the movement, but because you work with all of us. In fact, Ira never went to court on behalf of the Haitians without discussing with us. We had to agree, we had to approve, and that's respect. Oh, I'm sorry. I said Ira never went to court without discussing the case with us, because that's the respect he had for the community and for his clients. And I think that's important. He didn't see himself as a refugee movement, but as a collaborator, a member of the movement. Also, IRA would discuss cases not only with us, but with other lawyers, experts in the field, like Roger Starsky there, people from Washington, New York, and lawyers in California. So IRA works as a team, not as a one-man show, which is important. Now, allow me to be a bit personal, because I've known this guy for decades, 5 decades. He and I, we came here at the same time. In 1976, days difference, like December 76. And we were young people who just finished our graduate studies. And we were tasked with doing certain things. His task was to lead the legal struggle of the Haitian refugees. My task was to organize the refugees so that they can play a leadership role in the movement. Now, before IRA came, we were losing badly in court. And anybody who knows immigration law, you know you don't win that in court, okay? I mean, you cannot get all those people to stay in the country. The only choice you have would probably be asylum, maybe. But because of the relationship between the US government and Duvalier, you couldn't get asylum either. So what did IRA do? IRA went to court. He also realized that this was a political issue, okay? He went to court and he used the court as a theater to do 2 things. One is to denounce the racism and the treatment the Haitian refugees have received from INS. And 2 is to deal with the cause of our being here, which is the Duvalier regime. So those 2 things were important. And besides him doing, while he's doing that, outside we had the refugees under the leadership of their own political organization, Combat Liberté. That was the leadership. Organizing demonstration in court, in front of the court, in the street of Miami, on Biscayne, French of Third Street, whatever. Also, the main actor, roads of Flagler Street. So, in so doing, we were able to keep the refugees here for another 14 years. From 72 to 86, the refugees were fighting for their right and not to be deported. And in 86, finally, they were granted residency status. But what is interesting is that the Haitian refugees, the ones that were in Miami, what we call the Haitian entrant, they had a special amendment for them in that law, the law of 86, Samson Mazzoli. That amendment says, as soon as the Haitian become a resident, in 1 year they can be citizen. And that was a big victory. And that did not happen by chance. It happened, one of these days I can tell you how it happened. It happened by struggle, fighting for the rights, okay? Now, IRA did not do this for money, okay? IRA is a guy who, he's like a bulldog, okay? Once he bites, he doesn't let go until you give in or you die. So, and that's what he did to the government, okay? IRA, and he would work days and night, weekends, he would work, man. And in fact, one of the things that I remember, we used to go to the Kurzban's office, because before we had what we call the Haitian lawyers, Haitian Refugee Center lawyers like Steve and Vera. They were volunteers that would go to IRA's office and be a pain to Susan here. IRA's office, though, let me tell you something. The office, IRA had a boss. Okay? He didn't act that way. His boss was Marvin Kurzban, who was his brother, okay? So here we are, a weekend in the office, and we usually have the office to ourselves, okay? We roam around, you know, we use any office we want, whatever. And one day, Marvin came in. And I was trying, you know, my humor is not that great, so trying to be funny. I said, Marvin, man, what are you doing here now? You know, it's our day, Saturday, weekend, you know, we're on weekends. And he said to me, who's you see him? If I don't work, who's going to bring money into the firm? You take him all week, he goes with you, dealing with Haitian issues, and he does nothing for the office. So that's who IRA is. You know, IRA, you know, he's with you, he's with you. By the way, I'd like to recognize Susan, because that's Marvin's wife, and I know it wasn't easy for her, because we, a bunch of guys, we go there in the weekend, invade her space, speaking a different language, but she was still gracious, and we appreciated that. Now, I think maybe I could stay there, but also, let me say this to you. I know nowadays you say you forgot everything, okay? I want to personally thank you for always being there for me, and I'll give you examples. When I was director of the center, Secret Service came to question me. I didn't have a lawyer, so I don't know anybody. I called Ira, I said, oh, man, they called me after me. And he came. He came, and thank God he was there, because when the guy asked me for my alien card, I refused. I didn't know I had to give him the card. And he said to Ira, tell your client that he's required to give me the card when I ask him for it. Otherwise, he's going to go with me. And I said, well, give it. But still, we got him at the end, because at the end, remember, he told me, stand up, let me take your picture. And I said, what? Is he under arrest? What do you need his picture for? So no picture. But the guy said, you know, once he's out there in the street, he's mine. So don't focus. But also there are many other times where I went to IRA. For example, when I did my first new car, although I worked as director of refugee center, director of Haggard Social Service and Medical Center, I did not have credit. So I had to go to him to go sign for me to get a car. Okay? But he did it with no problem. When I was buying my house, remember, he loaned me Marvin to help me with that. When I was going back to Haiti in '86, he was the first one to send money to American Friends Service Firm to help with my program. So Ira, as I said to you before, you are a brother, and I love you. Thanks for everything.
Again, please be brave.
I was very brief.
Okay, be brief.
Yes.
You see, Ira is dying. He doesn't like this. So, I was told to be brief. That's why when the presentation was being made earlier by the county, I didn't, you know.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes.
You know, I have actually dreamed of Marlene speaking, but it was at my funeral, so I'm much better off today.
And Ira, you're gonna live 100 years. We want you to live 100 years. I mean, how many times do you meet someone like Ira? And I was thinking about it the other day. I said, you know, people like Ira come into this world probably more than over 100 years. My first memories with IRA was when I came here as a youngster. And My father, who knew Father Gérard Jean-Just, introduced me to Father Gérard Jean-Just and told Father Gérard Jean-Just, this is my daughter. She just came to the U.S. Put her to work. And then who became my boss? I was the big boss. I had other bosses like Vera, Steve Forrester, yeah, who used to push me around, Neil Franzen, Sheila Neville, all of them, all the lawyers were my boss. But my first memories of IRA was in the court. I don't remember which court in downtown because I was a just come. In fact, Vini, I think it was a downtown court, right? So there was a big hearing, and then all of us, when the hearings were taking place, all of us were invited to go. And here I was, someone from Haiti, a country where I had to hide, to read some books, you couldn't speak because I was born under a dictatorship. And then I came, not only I was in meetings every night, every Friday night, we were on the streets sometimes more than once a week, every Friday, sometimes more than once a week. We would go to court, we would go to demonstrations, but we were brought to the court to partake, to fight, to see IRA in action. That is one of my first memories of IRA. I was so, I don't know how to express the fact that coming from Haiti, where you couldn't even speak, you couldn't even express yourself, and finding yourself in this space, you see this man, look at his stature, he's not, but he commanded the room. He was basically, he commanded the room. And then I heard from someone a few weeks ago. I called him about the work visa for someone, and then he told me, he gave me a story about IRA. He said, I think he was one of the lawyers who was against you, right? Representing the government, right? The words I was looking for is like, you roll them in flour. You really kill them, you whoop them. So he told me that he was a good friend of yours, but he was a lawyer for the government during this time, this hearing that I'm talking about. I don't want to misspeak, I don't remember which hearing. I was a just come, but I was beyond impressed. And he told me that he invited his entire family to come. His brother, who was working for the government, for the US government, against you. And then he said, you whooped his brother's behind. You whooped his ass. And then he became your friend. I don't remember his name right now. I don't want to misspeak, but I will find his name for you because he speaks highly of you. But his brother, you really, really killed his brother. So these were one of my first memories of these hearings. All the lawyers were there, but not only all the lawyers, we were invited to be there, to watch things. And then I remember clearly that you came and speak to us. Not only I was impressed by the way you spoke with your lawyers, but I was very impressed by the way you came and talked to us. So that's very important. Over the years, Ira and I, and FAM at the beginning and Family Action Network Movement, we've had a very close collaboration. What I like about IRA, and then I'm going to be short, don't worry, is that IRA rarely says no. IRA rarely says no. If IRA says no to you, he cannot do something, that means he cannot do it. Whether it's a demonstration, whether it's a presentation, whether it's a training, IRA is always ready to lend a hand. And then despite the fact he's one of the top lawyers in the US, he writes the Immigration Bible used by thousands and thousands of lawyers around the world. The guy is brilliant, he's beyond brilliant. He knows what he's talking about. When a firm participated in a lawsuit for TPS, I'm trying to walk fast as I'm told, but I have to be short. When firm participated in the lawsuit, we were one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit against Trump a few years ago. Ira was there preparing us. He is so patient. No question is too little for him. It takes time to detail the cases to you. It takes time to talk to you. He always has time to make sure you understand He always has time to make sure that you're ready to stand up. He's unafraid. He's not afraid to stand up. He's unapologetic about his stance that refugees deserve the basic rights of due process. And he spent his life. He never deviated from that. He spent his life for that. So I was thinking about it, and I said, I wrote IRA, since you told me I had to be short, IRA, I wrote some adjectives to better describe IRA. I put impartial, unbiased. Is he impartial? Is he unbiased? Yes. R for remarkable. Is IRA remarkable? He's amazing. Is IRA amazing? Absolutely. He's knowledgeable. He writes the Immigration Bible. Is he kind and knowledgeable? Yes, he is. IRA is unique. Yes, he is. Uncompromising. Is he uncompromising? Resilient. Like, look at the time we're living in now. I mean, is he backing up? No, he's not. He's not backing up. He stands true to his ideals that every human being deserves to be treated with respect and humanity and compassion, and then he's not backing down. So resilient and receptive. He's also very calm and peaceful. During I told you about my first memories, and one of the things that I remembered is he's calm. He's strong, but he's calm. He's calm. I've never seen Ira raising his voices against anyone. I haven't seen it. He hasn't raised his voice against me. I haven't seen him. With you and him. With you and I here. Okay. But I've never seen him raising his voice. To me, he's always been calm. He's brave and beloved. Yes? All right. Accepting. For accepting, he is open. And then N, what did I put for N? Authentic. He's authentic. Despite the fact he's one of the most powerful lawyers in the world, but he's authentic. He's humble. He never puts people down, and then he speaks to everyone with respect and humanity. And then I'm gonna end by saying that Ira, people like you come in this world every 100 years, and your work will continue to have an impact for generations to come. I think someone's already said that. And then your support of Haiti and the Haitian people is not only about Haiti, it's about the world. Because Haiti as the mother of democracy, and then you defending, as a lawyer, defending the ideals of this democracy in the world, you become a world lawyer, and then your impact, your legacy will live forever, and then your legacy will be celebrated years and years and years and years to come. I consider you as a mentor. You've always been good to us as a mentor. And whenever I call you, you respond. Night, whenever I call you, you're always there for us. You're always there for Haiti. You're always there for the Haitian people. So I know they declared you a Haitian citizen in the past, right? A true son of Haiti. So I have something for you. Can you bring me the small gift that I bought for him? You've been recognized as the son of Haiti. Yeah. Hold it. And as the true son of Haiti, and then it's cold, and I know you're going to be going back and forth. You're going to go back and forth to Washington, D.C. to defend us.
It's not a black and red flag. No, it's the blue and red.
Blue and red. You see, you're rushing me today. Everybody's rushing me. Marlene's going to talk too long.
Oh, how nice. Oh, I love it.
That's it. Keep up the fight. Never give up the fight. Thank you so much. Yeah, there's something else, but you can open it. That you can open it when you're home.
Thank you.
Thank you. Viva IRA!
Oh, wait.
Okay, let's see.
It's all right.
Hotel map wash moi.
I got it. I love this.
The father of immigration. Hold on, we're gonna put it on this. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I declare you today an honorary Haitian, a true son of Haiti.
My turn, boss. Not the slightest idea how to put words into, I mean, we love this man, love you. And everything else is, any words are just commentary. There's no way to sum it up. Generosity, righteousness, excellence. I came to Miami July 4th, 1979. At the end of that month, one of the first victories was achieved when Judge Hoovler in federal court ordered the government to reinstate work permits. Haitian boat people had come, and when the numbers got too high, the Justice Department came up with something called the Haitian program because to expeditiously deport everybody. So they said, well, we first got to find out who's here, so they granted work permits to everybody. When they thought they'd found enough people, they revoked all the work permits and put them all in deportation, proceedings to get rid of them, a bait and switch. So Ira and Erwin Statsky and Bruce Winnick, may his memory is a blessing, no longer with us, went to court in front of Judge Hoovler at the end of July 1979. I'd just been here a couple of weeks. The judge ordered the government to reinstate all the work permits. Reminded me, it reminds me in general of a saying I love that I saw when I went to Ira's office that day. It's a quote from the Russian revolutionary Bakunin that I bored rules in Ira with because I love this saying. If I can remember it, how's it go? It says, I will continue to be an impossible person so long as those persons who are now possible remain possible. Ira's one of those people. He's going to be impossible, and when we are the best of ourselves, we are impossible because of the people who are now possible. That's what made the victories possible. Anyway, so that was one thing. And then there was the Civiletti case, July 2nd, 1980. They put everybody, thousands of people in proceedings, and they want to, have quick hearings and get rid of them all. And Erwin was friends with him, Judge James Lawrence King, a Republican, a Nixon appointee, ruled on July 2nd, 1980. First line of his decision is, this case involves thousands of black Haitian nationals, the brutality of their government, and the prejudice of ours. Now, in terms of the brutality of their government, it wasn't just about procedural violations, and others have touched on this. This wasn't just about the fact that the government was violating the law and making procedural mistakes. But it mattered because the people had fled a repressive Duvalier dictatorship. So in that case, Ira and Erwin and Bruce, they brought in witnesses who had been in Fort Demanche. One of the witnesses was a former Tonton Macoute who had brought election results to a village the day before the election. Another witness was a soldier in the military who typed up orders to execute people. It wasn't just about the fact that they were railroading people, but why it mattered. And that's, the rules was referring to the collaboration and respect for the community. I mean, there are reasons, there's pictures of Jean Just up here, you know, and the leadership was always in the streets. You know, hey, hey, CIA, stop supporting Duvalier. You know, mass demonstrations, hand in glove. So when I came and was a young attorney representing people in asylum hearings, I was also calling press conferences. Sometimes I got in trouble when I overstepped, but basically the basic idea is this is all political. You know, I had media from all over the country. There was a Philadelphia Inquirer article and others saying deportation to Haiti means death, because it was about the real repression that those of you who are Haitian and old enough suffered and know all about. So this was always about all of that. So in that case, the Civiletti case, there was that victory, and they had to redo all of these hearings. Then Reagan, he stopped releasing people from detention. They wanted to get rid of all the people, and so they sent people to 9 different remote facilities all over the country: Morgantown, West Virginia, Raybrook, New York, Big Spring, Texas, dozens of miles from the closest attorney. And the idea was to railroad them out of the country. So Ira and Irwin and the team went to court and got an injunction prohibiting them from getting rid of all those people. So they couldn't just get rid of them. They'd moved them all over, and now they had to give them hearings, et cetera, et cetera. And eventually, you know, after the detention, these people were detained how long? 18 months more? And eventually they got out. Now these people, and there are more, but all of these people, they're now, you know, they got residence eventually, citizenship. Their children are professionals in the community, and that's why there's a community, because a handful of people stood up and said no, and made it stick because of excellence, and made it happen. So I'll skip ahead in terms of generosity. I mean, the man has a heart of gold. You know, I can't begin to say how many times I've had personal stuff needed some help. Ira's always there. You know, in 1997, and I think it was September, I forget, there was a headline in the Miami Herald that some people in Congress had struck a deal to give hundreds of thousands of Nicaraguans and Central Americans residence. So I started with some others. So, you know, why not the Haitians? And the thing is, you know, we wanted equal treatment for the Haitians. Eventually, a year later, it became a law, HRIFA, Haitian Refugee Immigration Fairness Act. 20,000 people got residence out of it. The reason I mention it, though, couldn't have happened without IRA, because when I started that effort with others, I wasn't working for anybody, didn't have a dime, needed to be funded. We went to, IRA personally helped, went to the National Lawyers Guild, they funded it. And, yeah. All right, lastly, I'll jump ahead because I'm going on too long. But basically, you know, 6 years ago, when our current so-called president tried to get rid of TPS, Ira and a team of lawyers went to bat. And the reason that Haiti TPS exists right now is in the Sachet case. 5 years ago, roughly, they beat Trump, and that's why he didn't end it there. And he's in court now, and the case is continuing, and we all know that things are precarious because of a very conservative Supreme Court. Okay, I think I'll try to wrap it up, but the basic idea I want to convey is this, that it's not just legal skills. It's not just knowledge of that injustice is wrong, that this is always about Haiti and rights there. But put it all together, I mean, there's a biblical tradition, take care of the orphan and the widow. Ira and Irwin and his colleagues and everybody's had a part in it is an embodiment of that spirit that says no to injustice and stands up and puts itself in the line of fire and goes to bat for it. So, you know, I don't know what to say except we love you, man. You know we love you. Could go on forever, but I've already gone on forever. Sorry about that. Thank you all, and thank you both. Okay.
Professor Stutzi.
So all the things that people have said about IRA are true. The most important things are that he's fearless. He stands up against powerful forces who try to treat people as if they were mechanisms to get what they want. We stand at a perilous time in this country, probably more perilous than any of us can remember or even in our history. And unless people stand up, we will soon be having a lot more camps than the one they call Alligator Alcatraz. And so people like Ira, Steve, Vera, all of you who stand up in the community must continue to do so. So I want to say two things about Ira. One is he grew up in Sheepshead Bay, Brooklyn. And that's where Ira learned how to fight. When he went to the playgrounds and there were bullies, Ira and his three brothers went to town. They didn't put up with that. They realized what people were like, and they realized that others must stand up to protect those who can't protect themselves. That was one thing Ira learned. The second thing he learned was how to deal with his brothers, which was really a difficult task. Because they were always beating him up or jumping on him or stealing his things or whatever it was. Those two forces have turned Ira into a mechanism, if you will, for confronting discrimination, for confronting powerful people who treat others with disrespect. So IRA does treat everybody with dignity and respect, except those who don't deserve it, which are generally the powerful. And that's when IRA does stand up and scream. Not loud in terms of his voice, but in terms of the force he uses. I've had the honor to work with IRA since he first got here. And I want to tell one funny story. We were working on one case, and Ira was taking all these notes, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm going to make an outline." An outline? What a waste of time, Ira. This is all going to change. Well, 3,000 some pages later, IRA has created the most important immigration book ever written. Every lawyer who does immigration, every judge who needs to know about it, every academic who's interested in the field has that book. And as Ira can tell you, it's taken up some time every year in his life. On a personal level, Ira is like my brother, one I never had. Although we don't fight in the schoolyard, I grew up similarly to him in Detroit. And so I understand completely where he comes from and agree almost virtually with everything he does. But the most important thing is how Ira feels about Haiti and Haitians. And I think the important thing about Ira is, and I don't know how to put it in any other words, Ira has a Haitian heart, which is something I think that's most prominent in his life. And if you go back to the history of Haiti, where they stood up against French colonial rule and liberated themselves in a 13-year war, I guess, killing in one way or another 50 of Napoleon's finest, 50,000, excuse me, troops. This has continued. Haitians are amazing people. They're wonderful. From the poorest areas in Haiti to the highest echelons that they've achieved all over the world. People who are Haitian should be proud, and they should also be proud to have Ira as their brother. Thank you.
Who's older? Who's younger? Thanks for the Thank you.
We have Vera. Vera, Souiton, Abel, Surette, and then Ara.
We're all here because Steve Forrester wanted to celebrate Ira's birthday when he was only a mere 75 years old. But that didn't happen due to COVID fears, etc. So here we are, and everything that I could say about Ira has been said, and everything is absolutely true. So Steve gave a little bit of history, how he came to work at the Haitian Refugee Center, Inc. We didn't even talk about what it took to incorporate it. That was a fight. I worked at the Florida Rural Legal Services, and I came to learn of the Haitian program to deport Haitians because they came into Florida Rural Legal Services, wanted assistance. My high school French to the rescue. I started doing asylum applications, and then there were a group of Haitians in the jail who were going on a hunger strike and protesting. And that's when there was more political involvement, and I met IRA KURZBAN, I met Ira Golubin, who was in the fight with us then. And eventually Ira asked me to come work at the Haitian Refugee Center, and I did. It's the most stunning beginning to a law career, to the journey that I have had, for the last, 45 plus years, 48 now, something like that. What I learned from IRA and in that struggle that the Haitian community engaged in, and the manner in which we engaged in that advocacy is tremendous, and I think really informative as to how really effective advocacy can happen and what a people's attorney can be. I've worked when I left Florida, I went back to LA where I was from, and I worked with other organizations and participated in class action lawsuits, but none of it had the flavor of what we did here with the Haitian community. And I would talk about, you need to have this kind of grassroots movement together with the legal work, but it didn't happen that way. Okay, there were successful lawsuits, but they were nothing like Haitian Refugee Center versus Civiletti. I think the way I remember the first day of trial, one of the first witnesses was a refugee. The courtroom was full, packed to the rafters with people from the community, and you could hear a pin drop. It was utterly amazing. You're laughing, but it was like that, Ira. It was just incredible. So that shaped who I am, but I've continued to know Ira, work with him in other capacities since I left Miami. So we really need to understand how global the impact is, because IRA, I think, has been instrumental in shaping, for example, the American Immigration Lawyers Association that pretty much has a membership of, we wished of all immigration lawyers, but a whole lot of immigration lawyers, I tell you, thousands these days. So trying to shape the organization, trying to cajole it, push it, kick it, encourage it to be stronger advocates for the poorer communities that don't pay that much money to lawyers. Then we have the formation of immigrants list. The IRA was, I think, not only a founding member, but the reason that it exists. So trying to create, strong political action committee that could then fight for the rights of Haitians and all other immigrants and refugees. So all these things are a testament to IRA's absolute vision of what it takes to change the world and undying commitment to do that. I just want to give an anecdote about the Kurzban immigration law resource. It is the Bible. Okay, if it's not in there, it doesn't exist. So one time IRA, I think if you remember, we were talking about Silva v. Levy law. It was a lawsuit from the mid-70s, a successful lawsuit, and it gave rights to certain individuals. Now that's almost like, you know, it's in the Stone Ages. We're talking the mid-70s. But there are still human beings around that can profit from the holding in that case. And he wanted to take it out. And I said, Ira, you can't take it out because if it's not there, nobody will ever know about it. Nobody will believe that it's true. So not only did he write the Bible, but he's also entrusted with keeping all the words of the Bible in there. All right. It's been a pleasure. Suey?
Can we get a photo?
Fabulous, thank you. Is it my turn? I'm sorry?
I didn't even invite you to. What are you
I
doing?
know.
Here?
We're here. Surprise, Ira. Congratulations. So I'm here today. I have to say that I'm a new executive director for Americans for Immigrant Justice, 30 years in Miami, and I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for IRA KURZBAN. I came here to work for IRA KURZBAN, moving from DC. My entire universe of Miami was Ira's firm. Being there, very long hours, always on the weekends, but guess who was always there when I was there? Ira was always there. So that was one of the things he said to me. That's the first thing he said. Well, one of the first things was, you're gonna work really hard and you're gonna work really long hours, but you're not gonna work as hard as me. And that truly is accurate. It doesn't matter what time you're calling Ira, you're texting him, you're emailing him, he's awake. I don't think he sleeps. But I have to say, every step of the way, I was on the board of Catholic Legal Services for 15 years. I served on American Immigration Lawyers Association, locally as a leader, as well as going on to the national landscape, being on American Immigration Council. All of this, everything that I've done is because Ira has influenced me, encouraged me, really helped me up and shaped the journey. And I'm not the only one. I'm explaining my journey because I'm only one of I don't know how many immigration lawyers. And Vera said thousands of immigration lawyers. We're talking 17,000 lawyers. So if you ever come to an American Immigration Lawyers Conference, you will see Ira cannot even take 10 steps. He's taking pictures all the way. Like, you know, all these stars don't have anything on Ira. There's just, you know, cameras flashing, and he truly, truly is a mega star in our world. He's just a really, really incredible person. I have to say that one of the first things I noticed, everyone here is talking about Ira's patience, his kindness, his listening. I have to say, if you ever see, and I'm sure many of you have, Ira speaking to a child, the complete patience he has, and every single person he speaks to, he asks about their family, and he remembers the details. So really, Ira is an incredible person that, as Marlene said, only exists once in a lifetime. Truly, truly, once in 3 lifetimes. This kind of person doesn't exist. So Michael's gonna say a couple words regarding Ira, and then I'm gonna close it out with a couple other items. But we'll be fast, I promise.
I'm grateful for the microphone. That way I'm fairly certain that Ira might hear me. Right? We recently spoke at a conference panel, and at the end of it, he said, "I don't even know what we just did. I couldn't hear anything." But I'm infinitely grateful for Ira, because when Sue moved down and literally disappeared for like a year and a half while she worked with Ira, And it really set the stage for all sorts of different things that we've been able to do. But we just sort of heard the list, but I wanted to kind of go over the list about, I mean, the epic adventures that he has had trying to do justice for the international community is just unfathomable for those of us that do individual case representation in the immigration space. Because what we feel when we're pushing a rock up the hill in immigration court, and just knowing that he's doing the same on the international scale, it's always been inspirational and it has kept us all moving. I think I personally chose a wonderful time to come down to Miami. My first week here, 9/11 happened. And I was just doing but there was 2 disasters that happened really that year. It was the treatment of Middle Eastern people being sent to detention, and right on the heels of that, what they started doing to the boatloads of Haitian arrivals. And just, he was central to the community mobilizing around that crisis when the people who deserved to litigate their cases with freedom were stuck in the walls of the detention center. And those of us, we needed something more than just than the individual representation, but that hasn't ended. Fast forward 20 years with the family separation crisis, disaster, self-imposed by the last administration. And what was he doing? He was convening a group of like-minded attorneys, again, because we needed the leadership on how to organize and drawing upon his history so he could help those of us that had never done that before. He didn't have to go out and get snacks for all of us to spend every other Friday afternoon, like forming ways to react in his office. And he could have organized it, but he sat at the end of the table helping facilitate us, like, find our voice. I'm really grateful for that. But anyway, so I have a list just so you can't overstate his contribution. He's the ultimate organizational leader of ALA. He's the ultimate empowerer and supporter of the other organizations that we just heard about, the Guild, the Council, Americans for Immigrant Justice, other local organizations that rely on him tremendously. Walking the halls of Congress and building the relationships to be impactful. And then coming up with, when that was with the one-on-one, I guess wanted to do more than that, forming the only immigration-centered political organization, Immigrants List. This is all one person. Then, as Steve was summarizing, the litigation for the movement lawyering and for the clients, all these litigation for systemic change, fitting time to be a professor on top of that. And we have fairly hectic schedules in the conference circuit, but wherever you show up, there's IRA doing more than all of the rest of us. And then that book on top of it all. So, I mean, it's just absolutely remarkable the gifts that you've been for all of us.
So I'm going to close with just one item, which is that through all the challenges, IRA has always said, take a principled and consistent position. And I've used that quote so many times, even on a podcast on Monday. I said, this is IRA KURZBAN, principled and consistent position. So I try to live up to that, and I will continue to try to live up to that, thinking about IRA, everything he's taught me and so many others. Extremely grateful, because we would not be able to do the work that we do without you. Thank you, Ira.
I can give you a hug too.
Thank you.
Let me take a picture, okay? By the way, Michael is an accomplished drummer. You didn't know that. He and I share, I'm not accomplished, but I share. Okay.
We are nearing the end, okay? Abel, Sorette, and then Ira. Be very brief. Be very brief. Very brief.
Okay. No? Well, let me say something. I have the privilege to be a witness of what people have said. I was one of the first boat people. And I can tell you, 1972, 1973, how depressing the community was. Where we going? Because we were accused as economic refugees, and therefore we qualified to go back to Haiti. What changed the internal dynamic after Pastor Jacques and Jean-Marc and IRA came? There are three elements: the legal team, the importance for us as refugees to organize and take the street to defend our right. That changed everything. And you can see, I don't have to speak with her, I know what to think. And I know, and it's a classic fight. You cannot win a fight. You, as the people who concerned, sit home, sleep. Some people used to say, eat chicken. You have to be in the street, defend your own right. And we were not alone. We have good American friends. Let me tell you, I want to keep short. But during the fight, you have Father Adrian in New York, you have this old man here in Washington, coordinated with Father Jean-Gis, with the center, with Combat Liberté, and we are all united, sometimes disagree, but respectful and determined. What I want to bring is a confidence. I don't fight to lose, he's a winner. He fight to win. He fight as a team. And we also have to be grateful for some of our friends who are not here today with us. Jacques Lieberman, Mandy Goodman, Patrick Bosson, Jean-Gis. They were in the job, in the business to win for win. And I thank you, and I love you.
Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Suet? Does anyone else want to say something? No? Okay. Okay.
Thanks. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I want to say thank you to the organizing team, Steve, and everybody who put this together. I could, give the attorney the mic. It's a big mistake because I will speak until tomorrow. However, I'm going to try to be brief. The first time I heard the name IRA KURZBAN, I was still living in Haiti. It was 1994. And I was like, man, they talk about that guy like it's a big shot or something. Fast forward, I had no intention of studying law. I have no intention of coming to the US. I have no intention to do any of all those things I end up doing when I'm here, collaborating with IRA and everybody else. Fast forward, I got kidnapped. 5 days later, I moved here. Filed for asylum, I was granted asylum. And I'm talking to Archbishop Wensky. At the time, it was Chris Wensky. I used to collaborate with him in Haiti with the Catholic bishop back in Haiti. And he's like, well, you want to go to law school? I said, I don't think so. He said, well, you might want to meet IRA. And the rest is history. Fast forward, I went to law school, lived in Orlando, did all those things, whatever. And then I came to Miami. I got a chance to meet IRA. And I'm going to tell you, I am beyond thankful for IRA, not only for who he is as an attorney, but as a human being. I'm more comfortable, and what I'm going to say is probably a little bit controversial. I'm more comfortable calling IRA with a legal question than I call a Haitian attorney. Why? IRA always call back, always text back, always answer his email, and to me, I'm like, where does he find time to even, I'm nobody. And this is IRA KURZBAN. You understand? This is a legend. And I'm going to tell you how much of a legend IRA is. Most of us attorneys, we don't like to do appeal works because they involve a lot of research and working. So I said, you know what? I took a case to the BIA in Washington, and I won the case. So when we went back to court in Miami, the government attorney came to me. He's like, I can't believe you take that case, you did foreign appeal. I'm like, well, guess what? I learned from the best, and I knew what to do and what to say, and I won the case. And she's like, I'm sure you probably read one of Iowa's books. I said, you bet I did. So it's like even the other side, they know what's up. And Iowa, I'm so grateful for you. You will be in court, and the judge will say, hold on, and before you, if you pay attention, the judge will pick up one of those, you know, immigration law sources that Iowa wrote. So I'm not gonna have, I'm always probably gonna win an argument when I call Iowa and he email me back or he texts back and he call back, whatever. Most importantly, Iowa, I love you so much. I'm so thankful for you, so thankful for your kindness, your compassion for the Asian community, your compassion for the people you help. And I don't know, but you know, one thing about you that is really like go deep to my heart is the fact that you did not have to care at all. That's not your problem. The Haitian people's problem, you don't have to care because you're already legal, right? You did not have to care, but you do care. And taking the time to take care of us, to teach people like me who was a first generation attorney. I never worked for you. People think I work for you, but I say I don't work for Iowa. I just use it because he's a good mentor. I'm so thankful and thankful for everything you have done for the Asian community, for the generation who are coming. Thank you to Iowa's family member. Guys, we're so grateful for you for sharing Iowa with us. I told you that earlier. And me, I'm one of those living testimony, like, you know, this is a guy like we didn't have to do anything. He didn't have to care, he didn't have to get involved, but he did just because of who he is. And Iowa, we thank you, we love you. Thank you, Ira.
Okay, finally. Finally.
I get to speak.
The man of the night.
I just want you to observe. Oh, I need the microphone, right? I just want you to observe one thing, that no one from my family has spoken, so that should tell you something. Okay, well, first I want to thank everybody for coming, and I really appreciate it. You know, as I've told all my friends, I'm a little embarrassed about all of this. But first I want to thank Rules Chambard and Nancy, who were the co-conspirators who started this whole thing. I think they were worried that I was about to die or retire. I just want you to know, as Mark Twain famously said, if I can find my notes. Oh, great. Oh, that's it. There you go. Thank you. As Mark Twain famously said in 1897, the reports of my death are greatly exaggerated. And I want to thank Vera and Steve, my dear friends, for over 40 years for helping to put this event together and for their work forever on behalf of the Haitian community. I'm honored and humbled by this dinner and by the recognition of the community for my work. But I have to say, I'm truly undeserving of this recognition. And I don't mean that really in some false sense of modesty. Whatever part I played in helping the community in Haiti is truly a minor footnote in the long arc of history of the greatness of Haiti, the Haitian people, and the role that many sitting here have played in the struggle for Haitian refugees in the United States. I first think about Haiti, about how Toussaint fought and outmaneuvered the three greatest military powers of his day to establish the Haitian state. He simultaneously fought the French, the Spanish, and the British armies to obtain victory. To put it in the modern context, it would be the equivalent of Venezuela or Greenland not only fighting the United States, but simultaneously fighting the United States, China, and Russia for independence. His desire to establish a country where not only freedom and justice, but equality prevailed, terrified the imperialist world. Imagine the first successful slave revolt in modern history that sought equality for all. I think about the Haitians who died defeating Napoleon's army, with the result that the Haitian resistance helped to create the United States, because it resulted in Napoleon being forced to sell the Louisiana Territory to the United States, and that's what made us a coast-to-coast country. I think about all those who died trying impossibly to pay the double debt that France and the French banks imposed on the Haitian people, which today would have amounted to $21 billion, and the U.S. theft of Navaz Island, and the actions in 1915 when Marines, and I always tell this to all my blonde friends who don't believe it, when the Marines went into the National Bank of Haiti, U.S. Marines, took all of its reserves at the request of the Bank of New York to pay the debt U.S. banks had assumed from the French. And how the U.S. during the height of racism in our country sent the Marines to Haiti to subject the Haitian people to years of exploitation and created the hated Haitian military that made Duvalier possible. And after all these actions, they called Haiti a failed state. Why? Because the imperial powers in Europe and the United States could not stand the idea that a black republic made up of former slaves would be a beacon of hope for the developing nations of the world. And looking at my involvement with Haiti and Haitian refugees over the last 50 years, I cannot help but think about all those who died in Duvalier's Fort Dimanche and throughout the country by the Macoutes and the army, and those who died through the reign of the generals and the 2 coups against President Aristide. Heroes like Jean-Marie Vincent, Antoine and George Ismery, Guy Mallory, Mario Joseph, who to me was one of the greatest lawyers of my generation and a younger generation, because Mario fought tirelessly for years in Haiti against insurmountable odds. And also those people who were involved in the reporting of all this. Jean Dominique, who died in Haiti, and scores of journalists. Kim Ives, Elsie's here, Marcus is here. Thank you. And the thousands who gave their lives at the gates of the National Palace during the first and second coups against President Aristide, and in places like La Saline, Cité Soleil, and Rabateau. The U.S. gave the nod to the first coup and created FRAP to terrorize the American population, the Haitian population. And the U.S., France, and Canada actively participated in the second coup, resulting in the deaths of thousands. Despite these hateful, destructive acts undermining free elections in Haiti, the Haitian people valiantly rose to challenge the same efforts that they did when there were efforts to quash the Haitian Revolution. And then there are the refugees, the hundreds of people whose bodies washed up in the shores of South Florida and Key Biscayne and Key Largo, in the waters off the very coast that we live in. They were the testament to the brutality of undemocratic regimes, one after the other, that our country sadly supported. But they were an undeniable testament to what was happening in Haiti. These are the people who deserve our recognition and admiration for making the ultimate sacrifice for liberty and freedom. And then I look out on my friends here today who are far more deserving of this recognition, and my friends who are no longer here, who struggle for refugees in this community, transformed a city that didn't want Haitians to be part of Miami-Dade County. People like my friend Abel Simone, who made the first voyage to freedom and then became a community activist. Rules Gabrielle Augustine, Claude Charles, Farah, Pierre Armand, and my dearly departed brothers Jack Lieberman and Bernard Fils-Aimé, who were not only activists, but really the great strategists of how we did what we ultimately did in this community. Vera Wise, Cheryl Little, Randy McGrory, and so many others who worked on case after case for Haitian refugees. My dear friend Erwin Stotsky, Robert G. Seaman, Rob Williams, and our departed friend Bruce Winnick, were all of whom the true brain power behind the legal theories and ideas that we used under the Administrative Procedures Act and the Constitution that most immigration lawyers use today. And the next generation of lawyers, like Jeff Peopley, who's working on the Haitian case as I'm standing here taking gratitude from others, Kevin Gregg, Ed Gramo, Sui, thank you, and members of the Haitian American Bar Association, who today are carrying on the fight for TPS. And then there are our very own fearless community leaders like Marlene and Gypsy and Paul Namfi, all the young Haitian leaders who have emerged over the last few years, and of course, to me, the first among equals, Father Gerard Jean-Just. You know, I keep a picture of Jean-Just on my desk to remind me every day of the sacrifices he made, including the ultimate sacrifice in fighting for justice for Haitians here and in Haiti. I will simply say about that sacrifice that after being in prison in Haiti because of his activism during the second coup, Jerry did not die of natural causes. There would be no Haitian community here if it were not for Jean-Just and many others who I apologize I have not mentioned and who are here tonight. Friends, colleagues, community leaders who are too numerous to mention, but all of you sitting here tonight helped to develop a vibrant Haitian community that the rest of Miami cannot deny. For those who do not know the whole history of the struggle in Miami in the 1970s until the first democratic election in Haiti, you should know that lawsuits we brought not only changed the course of history for the community, but for refugees from all countries in the world that were in the United States. It was the Haitian Refugee Center in this community that brought the first lawsuits challenging deportation hearings that denied due process in a case called Haitian Refugee Center versus Civiletti. HRC then sued to stop detention in Jean V. Nelson and won the right for all refugees to be released while fighting their cases for asylum. The Haitian Refugee Center in this community brought the first lawsuit, National Council of Churches versus Egan, that established the right to work while seeking asylum. And it was due to that lawsuit that regulations permitting employment authorization were first established for all asylum applicants nationwide who were in the United States. It was the Haitian Refugee Center in this community that brought Haitian Refugee Center v. Barr, the first internationally recognized lawsuit challenging detention in Guantanamo and interdiction on the high seas. And it was the Haitian Refugee Center that brought the landmark case to the United States Supreme Court, McNary versus Haitian Refugee Center, which remains today the basis for the challenge in the TPS cases. And it was HRC through the work of people such as Steve Forrester, my good friend Fritz Longchamp, I still don't know how he's here, Brian Kincannon, and Rick Swartz that worked tirelessly with Congress and helped to give us, just listen, helped to give us, we did it here, Fritz and others, and Steve and others did it here, the Cuban-Haitian Adjustment Act, the Haitian Refugee Fairness Act, the Haitian Family Reunification Act. That got thousands and thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people's status in the United States, and it was all due to their good work. None of these actions would have ever been possible without Haitians in this community demonstrating, marching, and telling the South Florida community and the world about their situation. In closing, I just want to remind all of us that no victory is won without sacrifice. For those who believe we can win TPS by sitting back and letting lawyers win cases, I am reminded of John Juste's insistence that we have demonstrations in the streets of Miami to support all legal actions, that the lawsuits and my part in those lawsuits, which were just a very small part in the struggle for justice. We need to speak truth to power, but not only on our cell phones, but with our feet in the streets of Miami, peacefully but insistently demonstrating to tell the world that the 350,000 Haitians with TPS are here and they deserve to be here under U.S. law. No racist intent by this administration, no intentional and willful lies about the conditions in Haiti or Haitians in the U.S. No unlawful actions or efforts to instill fear in the community can stop our marches, demonstrations, and demands for justice. Toussaint said he wanted, quote, liberty and equality to reign in Santo Domingo, end quote. And if he were alive today, I'm sure he would say it should reign not only in Haiti, but in the U.S. and throughout the world. Thank you. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.
I'd like the paparazzi, please.
This is a picture for the ages,
Yes.
literally.
It's like the paparazzi. Perfect. Thank you so much. Oh, please, of course.
Ira, Brian.